Alright, here we go. Round of 8, quarterfinals of United Nations Hidden Cup 2. Athena with the Mongols, dropping a couple of houses here, scouting with 2, maybe 3 sheep, depending on when they find the hunt here. But the scout is over here, so yeah, we're probably going to have to eat 2 sheep or take the first 4 pretty darn early here. But back gold, 2 back woodlands, not a bad map at all. The berries in a more questionable spot, but it's still kind of back. Somewhat easy wall off here to both sides for the Mongols. Thanatos with the Mayans here gets a back secondary gold as well. Berries semi-forward, gold forward, never ideal. But it's there regardless. Both with very low idle TC times for now. And it looks like Thanatos has the relic hacks here, so that's not going to be relevant until quite late in the game. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4 relics suspiciously close to Thanatos' base here. So they could be easily snagged by the Mayans there for a nice little gold boost. We'll keep an eye out for the Mongols here, see what they are going for here with the opening here, pushing in the deer, as you'd expect the Mongols to do. Still, idle TC is absolute minimum here for both of them. Okay, didn't find the second boar yet, but there it is for Athena as well. Not using any TC trick here. I don't know who does that and who doesn't, but maybe it could be a sign for something. First house forming part of the wall for Thanatos here. Probably also going to push in some deer here. I'm not sure what kind of opening the Mayans player might be going for here, but of course would never be surprised to see the archers. Even the straight archers from the Mayans. 4 on wood, rest on food. There's nothing really to indicate what's going to come up here. The low mill for the Mongols actually. Is the barracks going to be the second building to go up here? Because that would be indicative of a really fast men-at-arms if that's the case. Depends on where the last 2 builders go before the next age here. Idle time 6 seconds. Nothing too crazy. Pushing in the last deer as well. It's hefty food investment from Athena here. And there comes the barracks. This could be Dennis as well, to be honest. Dennis would also play the Mongols men-at-arms somewhat like this. $400 food, gonna force drop some of that boar meat and go up, presumably. There we go. That is 12 seconds idle TC time for the Mongols. Nothing on gold though. So this could also be a real, well, real, it could be an 18 pop scouts, but in that case I'd sort of expect the mill to be up at this point. Would count. So just, oh wait, we're going to gold. We are queuing the militia. So someone forgot to go to gold for the men-at-arms here, apparently. Thanatos is forward with the Eagle Scout, just casually passing by that angry housewife, but will be seeing the next one pop out and might even take the... How was that not a hit? Ha! I didn't know militia didn't have bonus damage against eagles. You need to get to men-at-arms first. I actually didn't know that. That was interesting. So that's a decent fight for the Eagle Scout then. It's probably for balance reasons to not have the eagle being too vulnerable to rushes. There's a fuel age for Athena. Men at Arms clicked immediately. Idle TC time still at 16 seconds. So absolutely decent here. 3 militia, last one popping in here now. It's lagging a little bit behind, but the aggression is on point for Athena here now. Going to harass the wood line. Might send the builders or something forward to deny the gold here. No, that's 2 ranges. Double range follow-up for Athena here. Here comes the range for Thanatos as well, 2 on gold only, but that should still be enough to pump out the first few archers to clean up the men at arms here. There's also still a gold in the back, which yellow has scouted. So that should be fairly easy to hold off. One skirmisher added here by Athena, but not enough to hold off the archers here. Thanatos now doubling up on the gold to be able to pump out more of these cheap mines archers. Blacksmith first, then probably a second range. Good reaction by Thanatos here, didn't take any losses, and did manage to take out 1 unit of Athena as well. Let's pull away for now. Still no pledging for Athena, it's double ranges, so does have a numbers lead over Thanatos' archers, and actually Thanatos doesn't have a pledging in either yet. Forced to make a gold tower on the gold here. I'm honestly surprised Thanatos didn't migrate to the back gold just yet, but that's 100 wood from mining camp, so that could be the reason. It's a good tower though, it keeps the gold safe and even the wood line to some extent, except for ranged aggression from the other side. And that's one that Athena knows about, so you could still harass the wood line on this side, and possibly even on this side, but the scouting is really limited. I mean, there's actually no tell here for Athena about the wood collection going on over there, but he is going over to the wood line over here. What the fuck is this TC idle time? It is an experimental Mongols all-in idle TC time. That's what it is. Athena straight up forgot to make builds after reaching feudal. Could have been food struggles. No, wait. Forgot the mill probably, so probably didn't have food to make villagers. We could go back and check that later. But yeah, the aggression isn't really doing too much. No eco kills, but basically no military kills either. And Thanatos, in the meantime, is moving forward with the villagers. This could be devastating. Pledging just kicked in. The base isn't fully walled. It's walled, but there's an opening here. There's definitely opening to the left-hand side. And maybe I shouldn't have been talking about easy walling or good walling potential for Athena. Athena should be a CEO according to the high percentage of psychopaths. How so? Seems like randomly generated Svada to me. No, Nice pickoffs here. It's only 5 Mayans archers forward. But Athena is making the skirmishers. Okay, reacting to the aggression. Let's see, might actually be forced to fight with villagers here. That's 1. That's about to be 2. And the idle time for 11 here is really hurting here. This looks like an archer playing... No. A player playing archers that doesn't know how to play archers properly. That's what I would say about this. And I leave the guess up to you, of course, but that's the way it looks here. Okay, counter-aggression on the woodland. Okay, idling the woodland here. Good counter-aggression from the green player. Idling both woodlines. So Athena will need to resort to another woodland here, but is arguably making even more damage at the opponent's side. That is 6 eco kills from Thanatos here. 41 builders to 22. That's a ridiculous eco lead for the Mayans at this stage. Thanatos could be Steve, honestly. Yeah. Some good Archer's micro and reactions here. But he also reacted well to the Mentor, so according to Karanribe's logic, he's reacting too well to the towers. There's one very weak villager here, but now garrisons inside the towers. However, Athena can sit underneath this tower, take it out with the men-at-arms, and keep the archers out of harm's way. Getting some counter-aggression in there. Still didn't kill a single villager. Thanatos only 12 seconds. Skirmishers joining in though, they'll deal with the archers, they'll deal with the skirmishers eventually as well. Even the villager being tasked to fight Athena's skirmishers here. 4:57 loyalties time to 12 seconds here. And yeah, no counter-aggression going on, but I guess Thanatos is happy with the situation currently. It's yeah, significant score lead at this time in the game, like 21. Okay, to only 15 here. Lost one villager to all of this aggression, and obviously did get lots of idleness time, but now the backwood down here is covered by the tower, and Thanatos hasn't taken any significant losses whatsoever. Athena really desperate to do damage here, tries a desperate forward tower. I think that's only one villager building it as well. So this is just a last hurrah here. Why does this feel like an LEL cast? I don't know. Maybe it's an 1800 player versus an 1100 player who got lucky in the first round, you know? Very convincing low idle this time for the Mayans player though. And the preemptive tower on the back gold here just to make sure the gold is safe. But look at that, Castle Age just around the corner, 20 seconds to go. I'd almost be surprised if the Mongols player doesn't call it at the Castle Age kicking in here. It's just too huge of an advantage. Looks like even the Eagle switch is coming in here. Heavy gold investment. Castle Age is in. Eagles will just shred whatever economy is left here. How many Eagles do you even need to clean this up? Probably like 10 or something. And the base is dead. Arguably you'd want to clean up the armies first, but Athena is not going anywhere. That Mongols player is stuck in the feudal age for a while longer here. Alright, we're gonna get the farm snipe here. Nothing too... not completely wasteful for Athena here, managing to snipe a farm. Taking a huge eco drain on the Mayans economy here. Crossbow is in for Thanatos, however, and Eagles out of 3 barracks is coming out as well. Something that Athena must have seen, because there's the second barracks actually being visible for the green player here. It does have the numbers over the crossbows for now, but I don't think Thanatos is too stressed out about that, even going to stone now to justify more theses or just simply a forward castle eventually. Crossbow upgrade with 3 archers? Yeah, sure, why not? If you have the eco for it. Though Bodkin would be a better priority for damage, range and damage output. Here come the Eagles, they have the +2 on the way in, but this should still be a cleanup with Castle Age units versus Feudal Age units here, I think. Maybe if you focus the archers first, especially, it's going to be okay. Yeah, easy cleanup for the Eagles. You might wonder why Athena is still playing here, making the men-at-arms to compensate for the Eagles investment, but we are still in the Feudal Age here, Athena. Your men-at-arms without Feudal Age upgrades is not going to survive the Castle Age Eagles, even if you have 2 bonus damage against Eagle Warriors. But I commend the effort. Somehow this tower went up eventually, so that's probably why Thanatos did move to the back. With 20 villagers on gold now and the second TC on stone as well. Yeah, exactly. Feudal men-at-arms die to Castle Age Eagles. I know that very well. I've been playing Eagles myself in the Feudal Age and into Castle Age, and that men-at-arms just doesn't work. Even if you have +1/+1 for your Feudal Age Eagle Scouts and the men-at-arms don't have upgrades, you could take decent trades. Because the other player usually won't have economy and numbers. Why aren't you... Honestly, this is winnable for the Eagles. And they don't have the attack upgrades yet, but they have the full defense, so the archers won't be doing... will barely be doing it. Oh, look at the dancing! Aye. The GG is called. Thanatos takes the first game, and Athena has to tap out and figure out a new plan for the home map for the next one. $53.22 KD, pretty solid there. Massive this guy Michael Jackson, yeah, dancing around. It wasn't moonwalk though, so I don't concur with the statement. Athena was my Akkal guess, says Al Coldner. Let's go to the draft again while I bring myself a refill. We have the Mongols not winning but losing to the Mayans. Next map is either Hideout or Gold Rush. Hideout, Koreans possibly, Men-at-Arms Towers. Gold Rush has to be Berbers. Yeah, but now it's going to be 3 Alcolner, so actually it will be accurate now. It will be accurate, the beer count. Game 2, right? Let's do game 2. Berbers Burgundians on Hideout. Why the hell would you waste Berbers for Hideout? That's such a good gold rush civ, but I guess Aztecs is a good gold rush civ as well. I'll be right with you. Hideout is a slow map anyway. We don't have green anymore. Maybe they just picked the wrong colors for the first one. that wall generation. Oh, okay. Blue and green. Yeah, but that happens sometimes. It's not really giving you much vision, so... And it's the same for both, so no, that's not an admin read. That's cute, though. Thanatos with the Burgundians here for hideout. Was it Akkal-AOE that said that if you can get to the coup stilier, whatever you call them, coup stilier, that's going to be my rendering of the pronunciation, at least my pronunciation of it. They could be really strong. Stone is kind of exposed here though, so that could be easily denied by a tower or whatever. Cope stilier, no, I'm not buying that. Coup still EA. No. Coup stilier, if anything. I didn't have 5 years of French in school for nothing. I actually have some idea of French pronunciation. Yeah, I know the R is silent. I'm never going to pronounce the R in Coupe-Stylia. Anyway, that unique unit has a charge attack. Athena, unless there's some serious mind games going on there, it has to be some either cavalry or camel archers from the Berbers here. What's the camel archers gonna do against Burgundians though? I mean, if you mass them, they're OP, but you're not going to be allowed to mass them against the Burgundians, because in the meantime the Burgundians will have had a crazy boom and just pop out whatever unit they desire. Probably a counter pick. Yeah, maybe. I mean, if the Berbers are up first to the gas station, they should be able to out-cavalry the Burgundians. So it makes sense. These guys are lazy and don't use the sheep trick. Okay, so this is It's Daddy versus Umut, and it's confirmed then. You could always just rebuild the palisades, so they're not that costly. It's fine. 4 seconds to 1 second idle TC time here and now, but that was much the case the previous game as well. It's more that you might not want the scout running inside your base. No, I don't know if this is news to you, just well, but you do have a scout of your own. And you're easy to defend. Besides, they're both doing it, so doesn't matter. They plug the gaps, they're fine. They know what they're doing. Unless you're like me, just for fun, and sometimes actually delete your scout unintentionally when trying to type in chat while playing. It's happened to me both in ranked and in tournaments, and it's just ridiculous. Speaking of scouts, we have a scout fight here. They're going to trade somewhat. This could be one of the cases where both scouts actually die simultaneously. But Blue pulls away, brings this builder over. Okay, good, but good reaction by Thanatos there. So the only thing this results in is a semi-idle builder outside of the base. Oh, you've done that as well. Go. Pretty annoying when it happens, but more often than not, it actually results in winning games. Because you feel like you have to compensate. Wait, what? It's an unexpected move to move out with 7 villagers to take the neutral hunt. That's just begging for trouble right there. I'm guessing Thanatos doesn't really play in the early military here, so it's probably going to be fine. but well, here we go. At least it's going to be eaten rather quickly, the Ibex, all 7 on Ibex. Thanatos probably won't even scout it to the side, maybe he doesn't even know that there's neutral hunt to be taken on this map, or does he? Didn't scout it. Yeah, both players have a deer on their sides, so an extra one. Thanatos did loom, yes. And Thanatos has the game in German. Blacksmith Market for the yellow player here. And same for Athena. So if this is a cavalry showdown, it could favor the Berbers, but Thanatos already will be clicking to the next stage before Athena gets up here, so yeah, could be rough. Did he change it after game 1? Change what? No, I'm showing recorded games from both players, you know. So I don't know actually, or at least I don't remember which one of them submitted which one. So previous game was in English because it was one of the player playing in English, and this was submitted by the other, which was in German. This is a nice food boost. Does result in a little bit extra of idle this time, maybe overestimating the hunt income here for Athena. Let's see if Athena remembers to pull these villagers back inside as well. And I'm wondering who said that Athena is not Akkal 100%, and I have a hunch, but I'll bring that to my guessing chart later on. Barracks coming up just now. That's too late. That's not going to complete before the Castle Age. You gotta have small villagers here, Athena, if you want to get your stable up at the Castle Age kicking in. Meanwhile, Thanatos has nearly enough stone to drop a castle. I think that's Castle Might. Okay, that's easy first. False castle drop type, but this is an obvious castle spot. It's basically denies any entry from our right-hand side players. Easy for the Berbers! Who the hell is this? Monastery, second DC, stable. It's doing everything. That's why I picked Berbers, faster builds for the hunt. Ooh. Big brain move. But what's with the second TC? You can't play second TC against the Berbers with... against the Burgundians with the Berbers. You're going to be outboomed big time. Look at the eco upgrades. Look at the villager situation. Well, it's quite even, but they're both with 2 TCs, and Thanatos is going to have a massively better economy here. What? Castle gonna come up here as well. That might even go forward for all I know. Of course it doesn't. Thanatos plays it safe. Doesn't take any chances here. And secures the any entry of opponent units from this direction. Boom into GG, possibly. Someone needs to tell Athena that Berbers aren't a booming civ. At least not in this matchup. Resident Sleeper emote. Yeah, fits the picture. There's some knights being handles as well. Boom into Flamber. That would be cool with the Burgundians. That would be cool. We might still see it. 30 for Athena. Guess this is an attempt at mind games here, or what? Does Thanatos expect massive amounts of Berber's cavalry here? What's going on? He's making the first coup stilier. And moving out with them here. There is not any stable for, well, you don't need bloodlines, but for husbandry, probably not something you need to stress. But no defense or attack upgrades either. Might just move out to check if there's still something going on over here. Will not... Oh, might actually be there in time to delay this TC at the very least. Nah, it's not moving all the way over. Okay, third TC for the Burgundians. Lovely farm economy here as well. It's about 23 farms here by now. Honestly, decent economy for the Berbers as well. And Berbers cavalry in the numbers now, at least. Going to clean up these first few coups stilier here, unless Thanatos has a word in it. We'll have to delete or just let it be converted. Okay, fair enough. And in the meantime, Castle just keep pumping out these units with that charge attack 8 plus 25. That first attack gives them a charge, so they will deal solid extra bonus damage when attacking. Just passing indeed. Well, I missed that one, but that was just another unique unit going down for the yellow player. Army situation is actually ahead for the Burgundians. That's not where Berbers want to be here. So monks added. I like that for potential conversions. He needs to drop off that heavy duty relic though. And outpost to the sides for vision here. Because why not? You don't want to get any sneak raids on your top side. I think Thanatos is feeling comfortable though. Yeah, the eco upgrades are key. Look at 2 mansaw even. Talk about flexing the eco upgrades here. Funnily enough, the palisades are even giving a tiny bit of vision over here. Stone walls, I like that from Athena, except it's still vulnerable at this side, but certainly limits the potential of any raids. However, the units are already through here and they will be hitting any exposed economy as they go. Good reaction from Athena, I have to say. No upgrades still for the Coastilier here for Thanatos, but well ahead in economy, especially in the upgrades department with having had lumber and build upgrades for a long time. You can check if opponent has wheelbarrow thanks to those palisades, because you can click villagers and see the stats, or just can you see it from the movement speed? Or can you actually check how many resources the opponent's villager is carrying as well? You probably can't, right? That shouldn't be possible. I don't think you can in-game. I don't think you can see how much they carry. But, I mean, you should, in theory, be able to see it in the movement speed, I think. You could compare with your own villagers and whatnot. Oh, we're not gonna give you. You have no power here, Athena. Gonna take that one down. Oh, you're right, Berbers move faster by default. Imperial Age? What the hell is going on here? Imp into GG for Athena? I am confused. Well, Thanatos has 5 TCs up here now, is dropping the university, is dropping a barracks finally. Most epic fight of the game so far, yes. Yeah, so Athena doesn't... Thanatos doesn't want to allow Athena any vision inside the base at all. How you confused Ankara? Yeah, exactly. But maybe I'm also Thanatos, you know, you never know. Or I'm Athena, according to many people's guesses. There's the castle for the Berbers. Is Athena going to add a trebuchet and contest this TC from distance? I mean, if Athena drops an outpost here now, Athena will see that there's a TC and some collection going on there, and you could actually obstruct the economy with the small distance that is actually here. Oh no, Flemish coming. Flemish Revolution. Second castle going up. Barracks going up as well. And... wait, what? Ooh, a sneak Berber stable in the back here. Camels, that's not going to do too well against Flemish Revolution. And you know too much about what's going on in this game, it's Daddy. Or just to come. What is this all about? Reveal your identity already. It's like you know it's every move. Sneak stable versus Flamberb. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know it's visible in the corners. It's fine. Looks like Athena wants a second castle up here. The armies are at the ready to engage, but this has been a weirdly passive game. Thanatos is going to do Halberdier, possibly Flemish Revolution as well, but it's only like 5 TC, so it's going to be a tough reboom if that's the case. We'll at the very least need some siege in the mix here. Both players in the Imperial Age now, and there's no trebuchets in the queue yet for Thanatos here. Thanatos. Eco KD 0-0, KD 3-1. What a weirdly passive game. Yeah, bomber cannons. Yeah, I was going to say that Thanatos needs some kind of siege weapons in here, but Halberdier, bomber cannon, and some cavalry units to boot here probably will be cleaning up the sneak without too much effort here. Dropping some outposts in the back to eventually uncover the sneak as well. No one told this game to say so. This might be Wildebeest. Yeah, here comes the 6 TC Wildebeest, so maybe you're onto something. Half of the island with double TC. I like Flemish Revolution. It's a nice new mechanic introduced to the game. It's not unbeatable. I've been casting it twice in Arena Classic this week alone, and both players failed with the Flemish Revolution, so it's not unbeatable. Oh, look at this guy stonewalling in the barracks, bringing over some halberdiers as well to clean up the few camels that are about here. Another castle for Athena. Are we switching into camel launchers now? Yes, we are. Yeah, you need siege with the Flemish Revolution, but look at the more pieces coming up here now. Village count 157, Thanatos is at top cap, Athena is only at 150. And we're just waiting for that unique technology to be clicked, don't we? Ballistics, is that for the castle or what? This is just to improve castle fire. I don't really see any ranged units here otherwise. Yeah, these stables won't be doing too much. Is that fortified wall? Guess we want to be on the safe side. On the top here for Thanatos. 4 bomber cannons and counting here. Do we have... We don't have siege engineers just yet, but... they're very exposed here. Easy snipe for the camels here, isn't it? Yeah, it's very symmetrical building placement, you're right. Thanks to Wildebeest for pointing that out. Maybe he's pointing out his own flawlessness here, huh? How many TCs now? We have 8 TCs for the Burgundians. And the Flemish Revolution is effectively in treadmill crane coming in as well to construct buildings faster. But now, Athena, how do you react to this? How do you react to 199 freaking military on the field with your own 48 here? Camel launchers, not too bad of a call. Ballistics coming in for them, Bracer coming in for them. Oh, Magnolia! Long time, no siege. Welcome, my friend. Nice to see you with a resub. And you probably don't get...
Long time no siege, a call an angry housewife, a calm horn, a call an angry housewife.
And you probably don't necessarily get it here, but it's the United Nations Hidden Cup. My clan's own Hidden Cup initiative. It's players ranging from 1100 to 1900 ELO in 1v1, but they don't know who they're playing against and what level they're at. It's random seeding as well, just like in the Hidden Cup. So it's, yeah, it's a bit of a chaos here. This could be an 1100 player against a 1900 player, albeit it's the quarterfinals now, so the weakest players have presumably been eliminated. Well, we still have 150-ish military. Athena has 7. This does not look good for Athena, the Greek goddess, who is in fact being played like a male player, by a male player, as far as I know. At least by my guess. We might have female players in the Hidden Cup, I don't know. I don't know everyone. Look at the mass of bomber cannons. 9 bomber cannons, probably with... Oh, okay, maybe they don't get siege engineers, but they have very decent damage output regardless. 11 bomber cannons totally. This is humiliation by Thanatos here. Is just shredding the units on the field. Nyx is Styx's wife, only female player in turn. Yeah, you're right. That's true. That's what we established from the scheduling channels. Another castle! And Camel Archers getting dangerously close to the Halberdiers here now. That's not good news for the Camel Archers. Now only 7 in the numbers. And you might ask yourself why Athena is still in this game, and I have no idea. Well, I called that, didn't I? GG well played to Thanatos, taking the 2-0 here with a convincing Flemish Revolution and 8 TCs. Wildebeest, is that you? And neat building placement as mentioned as well. Berbers didn't seem to have a plan for hideout here, to be honest, and which means we'll be going to Gold Rush next. Right, back to the draft for a moment here. We'll see the Berbers. I was expecting them for Gold Rush, but it's probably a reaction to the potential cavalry civ series Hindustanis, Lithuanians, I wouldn't know. We're going to Gold Rush next, where I would expect to see Aztecs, because they're a gold-dependent civilization. And for Thanatos, honestly not sure. But just for the fun of it, let's go for Lithuanians. Okay, third game. Quer is Hindustanis, so I'm totally wrong, of course, but that's fine. Or maybe I said Hindustanis. No, I said Lithuanians. But it is Gold Rush. Athena with the Quer. Khmer and Mongols being played by Athena here. So it looks like someone is trying to impersonate Akkal here. Or maybe it is Akkal. We wouldn't know. After all, 4 players guessed Akkal for the round 1 for Athena, so... Never is never. If you see a 15 pop Khmer scouts now, that's Akkal confirmed, okay? So, Khmer cavalry play against the Hindustanis will be met by camels. I'm not too familiar with the Hindustanis unique unit yet, but I feel like that's a foot player foot unit, but that should work against archers. Khmer do have access to arbalest, but they're missing thumbring, I believe, so it's not their most obvious play. And yeah, pushing in the hunt already here, and then going for an early food boost for Athena here, even bringing in the rhino. What's going on here? That's a massive early food investment here for the blue player. Keep in mind that Khmer don't need any buildings to click up, so you could make some ridiculous... ridiculous early uptimes to the village here, pushing in another hunt. Not even caring to collect the sheep here. That could be dangerous, because now Thanatos is moving out and will be moving towards the enemy side. Could actually get 4 sheep here, so Athena better get that ass out, scout these sheep before Thanatos steals all of them. Oh wait, he needs to collect his own first, actually. Is 14 pop possible without idle TC time? Yeah, if you have rhinos it is. If you have rhinos and push the deer properly underneath the TC, it's possible. But it doesn't give you anything. I mean, you have such a fragile economy, and the only thing you'll have is the fast uptime and maybe 2 scouts. So, but in theory, I'd say 14 pop and loom is doable. Still only food for Athena here. Finally scouting those sheep or goats as well. Maybe Thanatos is just a good sport as well, and wouldn't want to lame a clearly inferior player. And Wildebeest is right. If you want to pull off a 14 pop with Khmer, even if you have rhinos, you need to push in the deer immediately. All of them, essentially. There's just never a reason to go 14 pop or 15 or 16 pop, but it's fun! Catches the opponent off guard. And it's a hidden cup, so the surprise factor could freak some players out, you know. It's not something you expect. But obviously, if you are a proper, solid, relatively high elo player, if you see that kind of fast uptime, you'll just small wall your resources and you know you'll be fine. Either way. Fight off scouts with villagers if need to. Feel like you want to freak them out. Game 1, not when 0-2. What is this? Oh, did I miss it? I didn't see them! That's 2 port villagers. This is not the Khmer 15 pop scouts. This is the Khmer 15 pop archers. Whew. Okay, so wood-wise... Uh-oh, we can't afford the range. Oh, that's a setback. That sucked. Will, you jinxed him. You jinxed it. It was a good build, but there's no wood. Just every remark just Will makes here just clearly shows us that he might be the player playing here. It's defending Athena's playfile, you know. But Thanatos doesn't see the range going up here. So the archers might still have some merit to them. Thanatos might be expecting some kind of scout play. Does not freak out, does not small wall. Look at the tower on the woodline as well, which just happens to reach the gold as well, especially if the fletching comes in at some point. Yellow Beast feels like a super solid player. Now Hoy wants us to think Hoy is Thanatos. Well then. 0 idleties time for the Hindustanis, 1 minute 6 seconds for the Khmer. Still didn't mill the berries, but is eating the sheep with 1 villager here. And 2 on stone to place towers. Okay, yeah, we're not going to see a very active TC production here. That the tower is even visible, so Thanatos could break the house, run in with villagers, but you've just relocated the villagers to the back. Good reaction. Mini walls, that villager could be sniped by the scout. Here comes the barracks for Thanatos, admittedly a little bit late here for whatever the plan might be here, but it's not really a big deal. Probably won't need to place any defensive towers anyway here, Thanatos, because he has gold and wood in the back here. And it's a small wall in towards the TC. The archers will have to pass close to the TC to get through here. Elo, we don't know because this is a hidden cup, but it's hidden identities, but the players' identities span between 1100 and 1900. So it could be anyone in that level range. So Thanatos pulls the villagers in here to almost take out the scout and just casually repairs the palisade walls here. And yeah, that scout's going down. Whoop. Spearman takes the kill. Funny enough, Athena could almost pass next to TC here though, because most of the villagers are over here. Look at Eco KD. Yeah, it's 1-0 for Thanatos. That's because one of the 4 villagers are down. I don't even know how that happened, but good work by Yellow, I guess. A second tower for Athena here, trying to starve Thanatos of wood here, but guess what? Thanatos has back wood and gold, and Athena should know that by now, having had the scout inside. Yeah, KD doesn't mean nothing, because Athena lost 1 villager, and lost a forward tower as well. It's at 18 villagers and not producing. 4 minutes, almost 5 minutes idle tease time here for Athena. And another tower attempting to go up here. Is that even going to range the wood though? This is just a Khmer player pumping out archers without doing damage with them. Fletching is coming in finally after having just a tiny few villagers on food for however long. And still not producing villagers, so it's probably all part of the equation here. It's non-eco into KD for... non-eco into GG for Athena. But if anything, Athena is keeping Thanatos at home base here. So, that's something. Two villagers forward seems a bit of a... yeah, that's 2 of those 18 villagers not working as well. And Thanatos will eventually be able to go Castle Age here. He's making some feudal armies. Might not even need Castle Age, I wouldn't know, but... okay, we're going to garrison some archers here now. Fletching is in, that's also the case for Thanatos, so the towers range each other. One second idle time for Thanatos in the middle of all this aggression, yes. So obviously a solid player here. And good reaction to the Khmer all-in push. Athena risks moving in with the archers here next to TC Fire, takes some damage but does not lose any units along the way. And desperately tries to break through here as well to deal some proper damage. It's just bad luck for Athena that Thanatos happened to have a back gold and a back wood line that can't possibly be contested unless you're able to move units over there somehow. Tries to sneak past the TC, but Thanatos is on point, garrisoning that TC. And just have a look at the eco now, 39 to 21. It's almost twice the villager count for Thanatos here now. Just casually dropping a market to keep the aggression out. We'll drop a blacksmith next to it as well, possibly to fortify the walls here, and then either use the market to sell some food to go up, or just wait for the proper gold income. Oh, we're through though, we're through the walls on the right hand side for Athena. So Thanatos might need to re-wall or something here to keep the archers out on the right hand side. But why isn't Athena moving in? Come on! Come on! Athena! Oh, an idle time racing for Thanatos here, probably. And could almost be intentionally idling for food for Castle Age here. What does it matter? We're going to see the Hindustani's player to the Castle Age and the Khmer player nowhere near that. Obviously, we're probably going to see another tower now, accompanied by a decent chunk of archers. So there's still damage potential here, because Thanatos cannot wall this aggression out. Tries the markets here, but the villagers are right in where the foundations were placed. So that tower does not complete and pulls everything away now. Everything! Bit of a panic moment here, or just a good reaction for Thanatos, I wouldn't know. Arguably a bit sloppy to let the aggression in over at this side, but it's still not going to be enough for Athena. This is just a means to keep most of the villagers safe and relocate economy to a safe place while preparing for that Castle Age to kick in. Second mining camp on the gold. What's the plan in the next stage here now? Is Thanatos just going to use that massive gold income to use the market and make whatever unit feels appropriate to deal with this? I don't think it matters that much. The Castle Age is in. The tower admittedly denies another gold on the woodland here, but there's nothing in the middle, so what's to stop Thanatos from going into the middle or just making siege weapons to clean up the archers and end it once and for all? Athena has invested into some economy, but there's still 2 or 3 minutes at the very least until Athena can click up to the Castle Age. Probably more. Athena's being too passive. Yeah, maybe. I guess you could easily contest this gold, right? Oh, Mangonel coming. Does he try to steal the farm? So what's happening here? Maybe a misclick. Another town center coming, a town center coming up for Thanatos here on the gold and the wood line, and you could garrison that TC and get that tower up. But Thanatos doesn't give a shit at this point. He knows he's ahead. He's committing to some repairs here. We'll clean up the towers, defend the base, and Athena will be GG, which is honestly could be said to be the case a while ago. But Athena is hanging in there, did eventually start producing villagers, but there's 7 minutes idle tease time between the players. So Athena obviously way behind in economy and progression here. It would take 7 villagers worth of production time to go to the Castle Age as well, and then your TC is committed to that, which means that Thanatos effectively, if Athena ever makes it to the Castle Age here, Thanatos will be who knows how many villagers ahead. Probably like 20 or 30 villagers ahead, maybe more. Well, I don't see a lot of archers anymore. Wait, ow. Oh, okay. There's archers in both of the towers, that makes sense. The armored elephant has been added to clean up the towers. This one has been cleaned up. This is about to be taken out with a mangonel. I'm liking Thanatos' investments here, because it's never over-investing. It's one mangonel, it's one elephant, it's one TC. All things that could be useful later on anyway, and now we'll be cleaning up all of the aggression, deal with the last few archers. Athena is left with no armies. It's also not in a position to go Castle Age at all anymore. Might get the satisfaction of a battle armored elephant kill here, but all in all, this is the end of Athena. It is the third game, it is the potential decider game, so this could be why Athena keeps playing here. But I don't really see where this is going, and just for fun calls the GG in the game here. Yeah, Athena added the economy eventually. There's 12 farms, there's a market going up, probably to sell, no, buy food for Castle Age. And there should almost be stone for a Castle Age as well. Meanwhile, Thanatos buys stone for another TC and to secure yet another woodline and the stone over here, and just... Obviously, the Hindustanis player knows at this point that it is well ahead. Okay, now I would actually suspect this being Dennis, because this is a very Dennis thing to do, just send one stray builder forward. I don't know if Dennis would send a 3 HP villager to try a tower like this though, but Thanatos... Is he not seeing this? I mean, it's not like it's a threat exactly, but you could very easily stop this by just garrisoning. Okay, I'm gonna stay here until Thanatos notices this. There is a blue dot on the minimap. Of course, once the tower completes, it's gonna pop right into the TC and clean up the tower. Unless it's outside of range, but I'm not too sure that's the case. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe it's just outside of range, but there we go. Oh, he was waiting for the perfect moment. 99.21%. He's just teasing Athena. He was waiting for the 99%, the almost completion, and that's disrespect. Unfinished tower right there. Castle Age hype for Athena, castle into GG possibly. With that lovely unfinished tower at more than 99%. And now what? We're switching into knights. Why the hell would you switch into knights against the Hindustanis that have pretty solid Campbells? Oh, deleting the tower for that one stone return, probably maybe to afford the forward castle, I don't know. But guess what? There are wolves on Gold Rush, so that's going to be a hindrance as well. Thanatos spots the builders moving out as well, and will probably just use his own armies to deny this. That is a very in-your-face castle though. Obstructs at least a lot of farming economy. A little bit of a stone income here as well. But it's definitely the castle drop into GG for Athena here. It might very well get denied here. Look at this. Unsupported castle drop, or unsupported, there are a few knights here. A few knights joining in, but not nearly enough to clean up here, because the camels production of Thanatos is much more consistent and higher. Oh no, 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 no! Oh, it's gonna get another Mangonel shot. It's slaying the builders with the Mangonel before they can reach the site where they're supposed to drop the castle, and the wolves ate the will as well. There's the GG! And Thanatos shows a power display here against Athena with the forward castle here. Yeah, it's a leave my game castle without being in the position to build one. Yes, perfect. Castle into GG, but for who? Alright, we have one more quarterfinal set, and I might regret starting it now, but let's just go into that one as well. And we'll have all of the quarterfinals done, so the players can schedule and play the semifinals as well. It's been some good sets, even if they've been It's a get out of your game castle, yes, exactly. Well put. So yeah, one more set. Surprised he didn't pull ahead with pure eco. Nah. There was almost 10 minutes idle this time, so it was a very all-in, only make army, fast uptime into just army with questionable success.